What up, everybody? This your boy Black Vegas, and been a while since I've done a Black Thoughts, but we're gonna get back into the groove. Been trying to figure out some things in the background as I've been, you know, trying to figure out ways to push things more with the channel, in particular with the podcast channel. Also been doing a lot of podcasting, so if you guys love podcasts, please go over to the Wise Guy Gaming, Sports, and Entertainment channel. Check out the podcasts, and I hope you enjoy them. If so, please subscribe, check us out, and feel free to also follow us on other platforms, Twitter, Instagram. We just got a Wise Guy Discord, which I will be talking more of a little bit later as I flesh things out. So a lot of stuff going on in the background, stuff that I'm trying to take care of for this channel as well, and build up the brand over here. Just trying to keep it moving and figure some things out. So thank you guys for your patience. Now, the subject of this Black Thoughts is going to be the Fortnite tournament that just happened. So this past weekend, Fortnite had their World Championship, and the winner was a 16-year-old from Pennsylvania. His name is let's see, Cal Giersdorf. They call him Bugga or Booga. I forget exactly how to pronounce it, so forgive me, all of you Fortnite aficionados, if I've butchered the name of your god and overlord, which I guess by winning this tournament, he is. It's funny because the tournament was held in Arthur Ashe Stadium. For those who don't know about Arthur Ashe Stadium, it is where the Grand Slam Tennis Championship, the U.S. Open, is held in New York. So, pretty big stage for this to be at. And on the stage, this young man was first place, taking home, are you ready? $3 million for winning this tournament. It's the largest payout ever for an eSports tournament for a single player. Now, I'm sure there have been some teams that, have taken home purses like that. I bet you if you go and check the Dota 2 tournaments, their world championships, there's probably payouts similar to that, but for teams. So this is for an individual, largest ever. But the thing is, he wasn't just the only person who cashed out. He got the biggest bag, but there was a lot of people walking around with some pretty nice bags in this thing. So, and I'm looking at an article from CNN. I will make sure to post a link in the description of this so you guys can read about it. But at first place, he got $3 million, right? Second place, young man got $1.8 million. He was 24 years old. He was the oldest person, by the way, at this tournament. So, again, let that sink in. He's the veteran gamer in this whole pool. They said he was a former Heroes of the Storm player, and he netted $1.8 million for finish second. Third place, he got $1.2 million. He was a 16-year-old from California. Fourth place was an 18-year-old from Parkland, Florida, who got $1.05 million. And then the fifth place player, fifth place person, netted some cash, was 13 years old. He took home $900,000. So he almost got a full meal. He just missed a meal himself. Ooh. I'm sure he's sad about that. And then if you participated in the tournament, including people who scored no points at all, you went home with $50,000. So this is considered the biggest tournament so far in esports history. I'm sure if we could find numbers for the total payout, it would be fucking ridiculous, the amount of money that was put forth. But to be fair, this is Epic Games and this is Fortnite. For those who don't really follow Fortnite is a game that, even though its battle royale mode is a free-to-play game that blew the fuck up, it has enough purchases in there and people who are willing to purchase all of the skins and what have you, the season passes and stuff like that, to get different stuff, designs and all of that. Just it has tremendous support, and these tournaments have grown as the game has grown, which is netting it advertising fees, sponsorships, things like that. So Epic's like printing money with this game. So to be able to pay these people out this much money isn't like far beyond the realm of possibility. In fact, I'm pretty sure the money they probably made off of the exposure for this far outweighs what they spent putting together the tournament, running venues. I don't know if they flew the players out, but if they flew the players out, then you got that expense. Possibly housing them would be another expense. All the celebrities that they got to be on board to come in and promote this, getting Marshmallow there, all that shit. They probably spent a ton of money. It's probably but the thing is, it's probably going to come out to be the equivalent of making a MCU, a Marvel, cinematic universe movie. Yeah, you're probably gonna dump, but anywhere between $100 and $300 million producing this thing. But you're gonna probably net back that plus then some, pretty much 10 times over, as we've seen the Marvel movies do. So yeah, they're fine, because think about this. Looking at this, seeing these young men get the opportunity to cash in like this, seeing the success of it, the popularity of it, it's getting worldwide attention in the media, all over social media. All eyes are on this thing. This game, which has already been going nuts, you got kids getting in trouble playing that shit at school, on their phone during classes. It's cross-platform between different systems. So you got it on Switch, so people walking around portably on Switch or on their mobile phones. They're at home on their PlayStation, Xbox, or their PC, playing this, and they're spending hours and hours of this. And then you got the people who may not have played it, who may not have been interested at all. They see this, it's yo, you tell me if I could be good at this fucking game, I can cash out like that? Yo, that tournament, these payouts, has pretty much put Fortnite in a position to not fall off for a very long time. I know people probably feel like it's fell off, or feel like it should be falling off at this point. What has it been, 2-3 years now since they've dropped this thing? But seeing things like this, the success that it's garnered, the attention that it's garnered, yeah, it's definitely going to continue on a Dota 2 level, but way more than that. I think it's going to probably, if Epic plays their cards right, be the biggest eSports event for the foreseeable future, until they decide they're done with this shit. Which I don't think Epic will ever do that. What's the last game Epic made besides this? What's the next game Epic's gonna make? Probably nothing. Because why? Fucking, you got the Epic, by the way, as a company, is ridiculous, because they have this game has helped them to afford to be able to launch their own fucking game distributing platform. On top of that, they already make the backbone of the game. They have their own game engine that they sell, then they lease out to game companies. And I don't know why the engine name escapes my memory, but it's very, very popular, so they're making money off of that. Yeah, Epic's good. They could just fucking ride this into the ground. At this point, why not? Because it doesn't seem like Fortnite is going anywhere anytime soon in the mental state of gamers or the public, period. This, again, like I said, has pretty much kind of galvanized its position in pop culture, in pop culture history overall. Not just current pop culture, but the history of pop culture. And yo, hey, it's crazy. Now, one side note to this whole thing. For all of you out there who aren't into sports, but are into gaming, and you have an issue with sports athletes, you know, baseball players, football players, basketball players, etc., making certain amounts of money for what they do. Gotta say, welcome to their world now, because there are a lot of people who have issue with this. I mean, shit. I literally just sat and watched several shows on ESPN in which this was a topic of the debate of their debates. Whether or not, like, you know, video games is a sport, eSports is a real sport. Whether or not kids should follow this path that this young man did and not be interested in anything else, including sports. You know, they were all discussing this moment, its legitimacy, the like fascination with it, all of this. It was a huge topic. Like, again, multiple shows that I've sat and watched since I got home from work on ESPN. Now, ESPN does have an investment in esports because they do shows from esports events, but the focus is usually not on their regular sports talk shows. It's rare that you see that. You'll see it on Sports Center, you know, maybe Inside the Lines, but sitting here listening to Dan Le Batard or, you know, Bomani Jones talk about this in depth is a different thing. And this is the impact that this has had. But at the same time, it's spawning the argument that has always been raged when it comes to athletes and their pay. Are they legitimately worth the money that they're getting paid? Should we celebrate them for this? Should we be happy about the fact that these guys are making this ridiculous money? Should they be wanting to make this type of money? This is the argument that's going to start to come in now. I mean, because Fortnite and its players who were participating in this, the success of this legitimized that argument that, hey, you should be paying these people, because while they're not particularly that popular with the entire world, they've gained a foothold in their, you know, in their piece of the world. And now that discussion is valid. Like, how much should these people get paid to play this because of the popularity that's generated? Is it because of the players, or is it because of the game? You know, all these debates are going to come in, and people are going to have an issue with the players getting paid this much play for something that they don't believe in. Same way that a lot of people who don't find sports interesting find it a ridiculous concept that these people get paid so much money to quote-unquote pay games. Guess what? Video games are now in that discussion. Something that already has games in its name is now going to be looked at like quote-unquote regular sports, because the question is going to be, should you be getting paid this much for playing a stupid game, as people said over the years? I found that very, very interesting, kind of ironic, and I'm curious to see how this talk is going to go. Like, for me, again, you know, I sat and I had a discussion with some people, and I, like, you know, fake did an old man rant about, goddamn, I wish, like, I had this opportunity when I was younger. But at the end of the day, hey, God bless these young men. Yo, get your money. If people are willing to support what you do to the point where you can make this a living and you can get paid that much money because of it, do it. You know, I'm not saying, like, say fuck everything else, any other ambition in your life to turn to this, but if you are able to get in a position where you can compete on that level, then do your thing, man, because it's probably something that you want to do, probably something that'll make you happy. And, you know, if people don't want y'all to get paid for it, then explain to them, like, why people who support this shouldn't watch, and then when people stop watching, then the money will go away. But till then, you gotta miss them with all that shit, because, hey, it's not their fault, one, that there's what they do is so popular, and that people are willing to pay them, nor should they be denied the right to get paid that if people are willing enough to support what they do. in a fashion in which they generate a lot of money, or the whatever, you know, forces that be generate enough money to allow them to be paid. You know, it's fine. It's fine. Find your own hustle is my thing. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna be quote unquote salty a bit because goddamn it, I would love to like be the 5th best at something and get fucking $900,000. Who the fuck wouldn't? I would love to just sit there in front of my keyboard like as I am right now, getting no points in the game, literally died. Like you can jump in, get shot in the face, and be like, well, my day is over. Hand me my $50,000. Love that shit. Fuck. But I'm not gonna be mad at nobody else because they got the opportunity to take advantage of that shit. I mean, shit. Do your thing. Get your bag. That's all I gotta say. Stop being salty, people. Anyway, as always, you guys feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Blak Makers, and I'm out. Deuces.